What's going on, YouTubers? Welcome back, my friends. I got something new for you to show. And what this is grow light. This is a pulsating full spectrum 600 watt bloom light. Let me show you how it looks from the top. This is one of my invention. I have invented 3 models of this light. This light is designed to be used for bloom, and this is a 600 watt model. Let me show you here. Full spectrum variable pulse, 600 watt, dimmable and linkable in 4000 Kelvin. This is the electronics for this driver, and when power comes in here, it gets split into 2 channels, and each channel, so this is 1, 2, 3 and 4. Then we got 1, 2, 3 and 4. This 4 and those 4 are connected in line, and they pulsate between each other. So one would turn on, one set would turn on, and then the other set, one set turns off, the other set turns on. Also, this light has a communication port, which is here. It's a 4-pin COM port. You have a few options to control via this port. So the first option is the brightness. If you have multiple lights connected in the line, you can adjust brightness, all of them at the same time. Here we have a brightness adjustment between 10% and all the way to 600 watt, which is 100%. Also, we have 4 position for speed. This is going to be the slowest speed. And it's going to be higher, higher and higher. 4 levels of speed. Also, we have on-off signal. You can send very small signal to turn this light off, or you can have 50 lights connected in a line, and with a small tiny signal you can place all these lights in a standby mode, basically turn them off for the night. This is very useful when you try to control many lights and you don't want to hire electrician to install timers at each end of your wire of your light. So you only need 1 timer per 100 lights, and you can shut them off and on with a single timer. By the way, at my website MatrixLights.net, I do have controllers. I have 3 variations of controllers. One for basic brightness, one for cloud simulation, and one for on-off control of all the lights. They're connected in a daisy chain line. Also, the last link is a synchronization port. So synchronization will allow you to synchronize all the pulsating frequency on all of the lights that are connected to this line. And I am working on a frequency generator for controller for these lights, but right now you can connect multiple lights via this port, and you can feed your driving frequency into sync, and your this light will synchronize off of that frequency and will pulsate at that frequency that you're injecting. Okay. Also, this light has a built-in, I call it a swing generator. What it does, it prevents one frequency from pulsating. It constantly changes the frequency so that plants, so it's more mimics nature environment outside. Basically, we have a sunlight, continuous sunlight coming to our plants as we try to grow them, and you can say, yes, sunlight is not pulsating, sunlight is continuous. How come you have made your lights pulsating and you're getting much better results as far as growth rate? And so here's how it works. When your leaves are exposed to the sunlight, you have wind that's constantly blowing, or not constantly, here and there it blows, and as it blows, it makes the leaves move. It makes the leaves move like this, and as it moves, it changes its angle towards the sun, and as the angle changes, the amount of light it receives changes. And so when a leaf is straight up looking at the sun, it receives 100% light. When it's turned to the angle like this, it's already receiving 50 or 40% light. When it's turned this way, it's only receiving like 10% of light. So as the wind blows, this leaf is constantly receiving different amount of light. Basically, it's receiving a pulsating light. And so what I did is, because I don't have a wind inside in my grow room here, this is a bathroom, I'm trying to pre-grow some tomatoes and bell peppers and some cucumbers here. So because I don't have a wind blowing here, I have simulated pulsating light that would come from my source. So if you look at the top, you can see how it pulsates. Let me switch it to the lower setting so you can tell, you can see how it pulsates on the camera. There you go. This is the type of light the plants are receiving. Let me show you and explain another thing here. This is a 600 watt driver. When I apply, if I take this 600 watt and divide into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 into 8 LED cobs, and by the way, this each LED cob is a 200 watt LED cob. So if I divide 600 watt into 8 cobs, I'm gonna get around 80 watts of LED light output from each cob coming out. But here is what I did. I have divided this 8 into 2. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I would activate the 4 and would give it full 600 watt into 4 cobs. Instead of 8 cobs, I would give it into 4. And so the power that's coming out from my cob here is not 80 watt, it's actually 160 watt that's coming out from here. And so when I switch all the way to the maximum brightness, in reality here I have 1200 watt, equivalent to 1200 watt LED light that's reaching to my plants level, and giving me good good amount of light at the surface level of the leaves, and at the same time the light is not too bright for plants. It's not burning the plants, so I can have my plants when I crank it up all the way up to 600 watt. I can bring my plants as close as 2-3 inch to the surface of the light, and light will not burn it. If I would have had continuous light pulsing on it, not pulsing, continuously shining on it, I would already burn the plant. Right here, it's I do feel that heat coming out. Yes, it is LED light, but it does produces the heat. All right, what else I wanted to show you guys? So by doing what I did, we're receiving very intense light at the surface of the plant, and at the same time we're not overloading the cobs. It's light emitting diodes arranged in array, where you have like 50 LED diodes on a panel, on the array, and it called cob. Chip on a board, COB. So this is a bloom light, and of course it's not designed to grow these plants from the start. I have designed two more lights. One is 180 watt full spectrum wedge light, which you can check out at MatrixLights.net. That's another of my website. And then I have invented another wedge light, which is a 600 watt also full spectrum, and it splits into 4 panels. You can see that one as well at MatrixLights.net. I have pictures of that one. So those both lights are designed to grow plants from the start, and once they grew to about foot or so, then you can switch them to grow under this light. And this light will finish those plants up. It will flower them all the way, and it will produce you highest gram per watt output that you have ever gotten from any grow light on the market, period. I guarantee you this light is I would say is the most power efficient, and at the same time was productive grow light, up to date. Plants literally explode under this light. They love it. They grow it very well. Alright guys, give me your feedback. Let me know what you think. I know it's a little off the subject. It's not a magnetic pulsar. It's a grow light pulsar. Yeah, me and my pulsating devices all around. Crazy. One more thing. I'd like to cover these lights with some kind of glass to prevent any moisture, or whenever the plants get sprayed for pests or anything else, fungal control or whatever, so the moisture don't get inside the cobs and don't damage them. Right now they're vulnerable, exposed to surroundings. Alright guys, grow light of the future.